Welcome to today's episode of What Does the Law Say with Irike Modile. Before we move on, please like, share, subscribe, drop your comments and your questions in the comment section below. Thank you. Happy holidays! Hope we're enjoying the whole festive period and celebrations. I hope we're enjoying it with family and friends and all our loved ones across the world. So yes, we've come to the end of this year. Wow. Before I move on in today's episode, I want to say thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching all the episodes. Thank you for watching some of the episodes. Thank you for watching one of the episodes. I particularly want to say thank you to those who have been with me right from July when I started, when the first episode dropped on Tech of Media. And as I transitioned into my own channel and with all the episodes we've dropped, thank you very, very much. I am indeed grateful. And so yes, we look forward to a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful year together. 2021 will be better. 2021 will be greater. Okay, so let me stop with all the prayers. Let's go right into today's episode. So in today's episode, I will be discussing about 5 mistakes that you shouldn't make as a tenant. 5 mistakes that you shouldn't make as a tenant. So remember that I had discussed about the rights and the obligations of a tenant. If you have not watched that episode, please go back, watch the episode, 5 rights and obligations as a tenant. If you have not watched it, go back and then watch it. It would really, really, really interest you. So in today's episode, 5 mistakes that you shouldn't make as a tenant. So now the background story to this episode is that someone reached out to me and she had made some mistakes in her tenancy relationship or in her tenancy agreement. She had made some mistakes between her and her landlord. So I will list out some of the mistakes that she had made and give us corrections, lessons and tips so that we don't make the same mistakes, and then if we've made the mistake already, we can correct it and do what is necessary. So she reached out to me and she said that she wanted to get a shop and she had spoken to her landlord, which the landlord happens to be the lawyer, and she had spoken to the landlord. Apparently she had taken up an apartment in the same building before, so she already had an established relationship with the landlord, and so she wanted to take up a shop. And then she did that. She looked at the shop, she took up the shop, she paid for the shop immediately, and then that was it. So when she reached out to me, she gave me this story that she had already paid for the shop and she was there, but then she was having issues with the landlord. So what were the issues? He had threatened that he was going to lock the shop, seize her generator, and do some other nasty things because she hadn't signed the agreement. So now, here are 5 mistakes that she made and 5 mistakes that tenants shouldn't make when they want to get into a tenancy agreement or when they want to establish a tenancy relationship or a landlord and tenant relationship. So here are 5 mistakes. Number 1, she paid for the shop without signing the agreement. So she didn't sign the agreement, she did not read the agreement, she did not review the agreement, she did not give the agreement to a lawyer to review. That's very costly. Very costly, because how do you pay for a shop? And she didn't pay small money, she paid like hundreds of thousands. How do you pay for a shop? You do not review the agreement, you do not read the agreement, you don't even know the content of the agreement, and you do not give it to your lawyer to help you review or proofread it. So imagine if she didn't sign the agreement, she had paid already, and then the landlord comes back with an agreement that doesn't favor her. She's bound to sign it because she has paid. She has already entangled herself, or she has already put herself in that position where she has compulsorily, made herself fulfill the obligation of the agreement because she had paid. So that's one mistake she made. She paid for the shop without reviewing the agreement and without giving it to a lawyer to review. The second mistake she made that no tenant should make, especially as we enter into the new year 2021, and I know many people want to take up apartments, want to pay up for shops to start their businesses, and we want to quickly make money, let's just quickly pay, we'll sort out the agreement later. No, be careful. This is the second mistake that she made that you should not make, and if you've made it, as I go on in the episode, I will tell you how to correct those mistakes. So number 2, she hadn't signed the agreement. So she didn't read the agreement. She hadn't given the agreement to a lawyer. And then she had not even signed the agreement. So you wonder, what did you do? You know, how about the man says, oh, we don't have any agreement together. You just paid. You know, that's it. So thirdly, she had paid for the apartment. I'd explained that before, that was one major problem. But now, as regards the mistake she had made, in addition to not reviewing the agreement and not signing the agreement, she also had paid for the shop already. Number 4, there were electrical issues in the shop. Can you imagine? Like, the shop didn't have lights, they had some problems with IKEDC, they had some debts that they had not been cleared, and she had paid for the shop already. So you can imagine, you've already paid for the shop. Meanwhile, there are outstanding issues, outstanding problems that the landlord should have taken care of. Because of your own quick method, you did not, pay attention to that. So you had electrical issues that had not been dealt with. And that's one thing you need to pay attention to when you want to take up an apartment or a shop. You have to go around and make sure that everything is working in perfect condition. Everything is in good condition before you pay or, sign the agreement. The 5th mistake she made was that she hadn't collected her receipts. This is actually even an offense on the part of the landlord. Under the Tenancy Law of Lagos State 2011, a landlord must issue receipt upon payment to a tenant. It's compulsory. Failure to issue the receipt will attract, a fine upon that landlord. So those are the 5 mistakes that she made. I'll list them out to you again. She had already paid for the shop. Number 2, she did not review the agreement. Number 3, she did not read. She doesn't know the content of the agreement, and she signed the agreement. Number 4, there were electrical issues in the shop. And number 5, she had not received her receipt from the landlord. So now, what are the steps to take to ensure that tenants do not make these mistakes in 2021? Mistakes that tenants shouldn't make in 2021. This is your time. Hear this part. So you don't come later and say, please help me, I made this mistake. No. So how do we correct these mistakes now that she had made them? Or how was I able to correct her and to help her? So one of the things I did was that I asked her to send me the agreement. Do you know that's another thing that baffles me? The lawyer actually did not send her the agreement. She didn't even have a copy of the agreement at all. So how did I help her? I had to ask her to send me the agreement. I reviewed the agreement. I pointed out things that might be detrimental or might cause any harm to her in the future, and so that the landlord could make corrections. So I corrected that by reviewing the agreement first. Number 2 was that, I had to tell her that, okay, press for your receipt. Ensure that you get your receipt. Collect your receipt from the landlord. And she's in the process of getting the receipt from the landlord. That's something also very important. So this affects businesses, not just your apartment or your shop or your house or whatever it is. Ensure that you collect your receipt. Ensure that you have a copy, a proof of the agreement you are signing into. How do you even sign an agreement and not have proof for it? So please ensure that you do not make these mistakes. Don't sign an agreement without reading it. Don't sign an agreement without reading the content of the agreement. People have gotten into a lot of trouble that costs them money because of this simple instruction. Hey. I still put it up on my Instagram page recently. You can check out my Instagram page at Arike Mudile, or check out What Does the Law Say with Arike on Instagram. I still put it up saying that do not sign that agreement if you do not know the content. Read it very carefully or give it to a lawyer to review. In 2021, don't be stingy to lawyer. Hey, Don't be stingy to your lawyer in 2021. Give it to them to help you proofread it, to help you review the agreement, so that you avoid stories that touch. Ensure that you do not make these mistakes in the new year as a tenant. And remember, if you haven't watched Rights and Obligations as a Tenant, you can go back, watch that interesting episode so you can know your rights and your obligations as a tenant, so your landlord does not cheat you or take advantage of your ignorance in the new year. Happy New Year in advance. I will see you in the new year. I look forward to, having a beautiful 2021 with all of you, with more episodes, interesting, hilarious, and things we want to learn. And in case there's anything interesting you want me to talk about in 2021, shoot me an email at arike.mudile@gmail.com, or send me a message on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at Arikemodile, and I will respond to you immediately. Thank you very much for watching all the episodes so far in this year, since July till now. God bless you. I'm very grateful. If you have not subscribed, subscribe. If you have never shared my video before, please share. Share it before the year ends. Today is the 1st of December. Share it before the year ends. Thank you so much. What does the Lord say? I'll tell you next year. Bye.